So non-duality, evil, and postmodernism. So there's a lot to unpack in this one. So, take your protein pill, put your helmet on, and let's see how deep we can get with this. And hopefully it'll generate some comments. In fact, this video came from a comment from Emprado that asked a question that actually should be asked quite a lot more than it is, and that is the relationship between non-duality and evil. Because, well, let's define non-duality first. So it's both a philosophy and an experience. And it's the experience that all is one. And so any sense of division between me and you being separate, that's illusory. And if we could just see beyond the illusion with feel and sense that everything is interconnected, there's only one source to the vastness of reality. So that makes it a little confusing because you say, well, if there's only one, then it's not just creating good, it's also creating evil. And that seems to give evil a bit of a pass. Let's go back to the Bible with Isaiah 45:7, where God says, I create the light, but I also create the darkness. I create peace, but I also make war. And in that sense, if there's one source and it's just playing around creating good and evil, then it doesn't seem like there's any real separation, that we should strive for good and avoid evil. So if I wanted to just, run around and smack people in the back of the head or steal or lie or create suffering in the world, why not? There's only one source doing both of these acts, so why not engage in whatever seems to be for my own entertainment? Well, the problem with this is it's confusing non-duality with postmodernism. It's postmodernism that gives evil a pass. And postmodernism, I've done a couple videos on this, is a very difficult, if not impossible, phrase to define because there are no truths in postmodernism. There really isn't even evil. In fact, all hierarchies, and by hierarchy I mean things that might be better than something else. So again, I might enjoy drinking my green tea over battery acid. That's a hierarchy. This is better than that. In a postmodernist world, those are all completely eliminated. And the only truth is that there is no truth. So let's get back to the non-dual reality. And it's interesting because in a non-dual reality, is there room for variability? Is there room for is there room for hierarchies? And that's what we're really getting at here. Well, the ocean is one of the often used metaphors for the nature of consciousness and for the nature of this one existence as the basis of reality. And the water, the ocean, has all kinds of variability to it. There are waves here, there's calmness and storms, and it's all happening at once. And so in that sense, the ocean has plenty of room for a wide range of variable experiences. And so that, in a sense, maybe it is making choices in the sense that, wave here, but then be calm in another place. And if we look at reality in the sense, why did the Big Bang ever happen? It could have never happened. And so you could, whatever the source of reality is, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, it had a hierarchy that it said, well, the Big Bang is more interesting than not having a Big Bang, or else it wouldn't have happened. Why is right now happening rather than not happening? And in that sense, there seems to be room for hierarchies, and you could think of the origins of reality as being an artist. And all of this is the art of reality. And like any artist, there are better brushstrokes than others. And that's one way you could actually look at good and evil. And evil is brushstrokes that just don't seem to work. And that's why, again, if you go to postmodern art, it's so people have criticized it for just lacking any kind of what we will call traditional quality in terms of art, because it lacks all these hierarchies. But most artists will look and they know when that brushstroke is a little bit better than another brushstroke. And so in that sense, I think there is room in a non-duality world for hierarchies. And in that same sense, there's also room for good and evil and a preference for one over the other, in the same way that we may prefer not suffering over suffering.